Guru is live.
Good morning. We have made it to the last day of February. It's Real Estate Daily with your guru. I mean, we're at the last day of February. Tomorrow's the opening of March. This is incredible. The business in real estate started on fire. The 2nd of January. It was amazing. And we have built ever since. Inventories are at a historic low. Oh my goodness. Inventories are lower than ever before. The business has gotten that much harder to get a buyer to the finish line. And this is your career. This is my career. And we love it. We love what we're doing. And by the way, there's a whole bunch of ways to win for your client. And I'm trying to share some of them with you. One of them I'm going to talk about today is, is warranties. But before we get into warranties, let me take a sip of coffee this morning. The Black Rifle Coffee, which I love because they support our troops. By the way, I want to do a quick call out to Ukraine people. Our hopes and prayers are with the people in the Ukraine. There is great suffering going on there, and our hopes and prayers are with them. Okay, let's get going. So, should you buy a home warranty? What is the deal with home warranties? Everybody's skeptical. I've never met a buyer yet that wasn't skeptical of a home warranty. Never met one that wasn't skeptical. Then you have the other side that is have to have, and they're just completely sold on them. But the majority, wildly skeptical. By the way, I would love to hear from you in the comments. How do you talk to your clients, particularly buyers? We're going to get to sellers as well because it impacts both sides. So do you talk to your buyers about home warranties? And what do you bring up? Throw me in the comments. Tell me about what do you bring up about home warranties? Do you push them? Do you have a full conversation about them? Do you just kind of mention it? What do you do about home warranties? Because it's a big, huge, monstrous topic that has potential liability and risk of avoidance. Maybe. Well, let's talk about it. So you have a first-time buyer, and they are buying their home. You're headed towards closing, and is there peace of mind with a home warranty? Is that a possibility? That for a lot of people, they feel like a home warranty, they're buying a home. Why shouldn't the whole thing be under warranty? Buying a home is nothing like buying a car. I'm sorry. It's not like buying a car. It's not like buying a used car. It's not like buying a new car. It's a different process. We're talking realty. Actual land and a home. There is a lot of consideration going on here. So you have to go through a benefit analysis, if you will, a cost-benefit analysis. You've got to go back and forth and have this conversation. I encourage you to have the conversation with your buyers, also with your sellers. Let me just get this out there right now. If you're the listing agent, there are a bunch of these home warranty products that will attach to the home at the point of listing at no cost. I know, it's crazy. At no cost to your seller. And will cover the basic appliances during this interim period of time. And you might say, if you haven't heard of this, you might say to yourself, why would they do that? Because they're trying to get the buyer to purchase their product that's already attached and benefiting the home in some way. Well, and that seems to be working for them because these products are out there. And that is something to be considered. Every time we do a listing, we consider and bring it up to the seller. Do you want this? And let's just admit it. when you list a home, get ready. Something's going to go wrong. Something's going to break. The dishwasher's going to go down. The refrigerator's going to go down. The hot water tank's going to go down. Something is going to go south during that sale. You think, well, they've owned the home 20 years. Nothing's going to go wrong. No, this is the period of time that things begin to fail. I don't know why it is. It's Murphy's Law, I guess. So there's a bunch of questions to ask. And let's start in with a question of how handy are you to fix something? Now, this is a question you ask to your buyer. Are you actually handy in the repairing of something? Because that is really important. I mean, you may be selling a home to someone that's a plumber. So they have a trade that's really valuable and can cost a lot. I mean, plumbing is one of the things that we want our warranties to cover. And I'm not saying that they want to fix their own home, but at least it's a consideration that you need to think about if they're handy and they can actually fix some things in their home. Maybe they're an electrician. Well, there's another whole trade and a set of skills that things can go wrong. All of a sudden, you have breakers blowing out, or God forbid, you're still in one of those houses that have the old-fashioned fuse boxes. I remember my grandparents had screw-in fuses, and they had these cartridge-looking things that popped in. Wow, I don't even know where to begin on things like that, even though they are legal systems, not illegal. You can have them. They actually exist. They still work to this day. My brother sold his home last year right here in the Portland market, and he had 2 systems in his home. And one of those systems were screw-in fuses. If they still exist out there. So if the person that's the buyer has a trade within one of these areas, a plumber, HVAC, electrician, some trade that goes to home repair, maybe they're a contractor, maybe they build homes for a living. These trades can greatly help you with knowing how handy the person is. But then the next question you have to ask is, do you want to work on your own home? And the answer, I have been surprised how often the answer comes back is, no, I do this for a living. I don't want to work on my own home that way. That's not what you'll have those that want to do a fixer, and then those that don't. They simply don't want it. They do that for their living. That's their trade. That's what they want to do. But they don't want to do it for their own. And you have to respect that. But knowing where you're at in it, that is imperative. Let's get a sip of coffee this morning. Okay. The next question you have to ask yourself is, can you live, and this is asking to the buyer, how long can you live without some of these items working? Now, I will tell you, I've lived substantial years in my home without a dishwasher working. Yes, I can afford to put a dishwasher in. That's not the point. The point is, it's only my wife and I in the house. How many dishes do we actually use? So the dishwasher goes out, or it sits there kind of dormant, working, but dormant, because we hand wash a few dishes that we use. Half the time we're eating out, we're out and about, because the career has us, crazy busy. And you know this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The career has you running everywhere. So you're busy, you're grabbing lunch on the go, you're grabbing dinner out, you're doing something with your clients, you're busy. So depending on the person's lifestyle and what's going on, are there children at home? Well, how long can you live without some of these items working and still have a functioning lifestyle in the way that you want it to be? When I say you, I mean your client. Well, this can only be uncovered through a full discussion. And you keep your discussion light and you keep it fun. The truth is, I haven't met anybody who said that they wanted to live without it working. They all want it working. Now, whether they actually need it, like my wife and I, do we actually need it to work? We don't actually need it to work because we don't have that many dishes. It's not that big a deal. Hey, take a moment. Give me a comment about home warranties and how meaningful, and we're going to dig deeper in here in just a moment. How meaningful are home warranties to you? How meaningful are they to your clients? How do you promote them? How do you bring the topic up? And then hit the like button. I love it when you hit the like button. So also go over to YouTube. Now, right down here in the banner, you will see a link to our YouTube channel. If you're watching this, we're simulcast on lots of social media. So you may not be watching this over on YouTube, but go over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. And the subscribe button will open up the Guru members only events, the Guru members only benefits, and you will get bells and whistles coming over to you occasionally of things that we're doing and new events going on. And let me give you just a quick little secret going on. Later this spring, we have a special event, and you're not going to want to miss it. I'm not going to go further on it right now, but it is crazy exciting. All right, so back over to home warranties. Kitchen appliances. This is the most common thing that people think of when they think about home warranties. How tied to your kitchen appliances are you? By the way, there's a bunch of them. And there's a bunch of them that won't be covered. For example, I've never heard of a toaster oven being covered. They're not generally built in. Maybe you've seen one. By the way, in the comments, if you've seen a built-in toaster oven that was covered by a home warranty, I would love to hear from you about this. Generally, toaster ovens, not going to be covered. But things like refrigerators, if you have the correct level of insurance, going to be covered. Ovens, stoves, which can be two different things. Oven, the oven is the inside part. The stove is the top burner part. So different types of things, and can actually be in different locations in some modern kitchens. Some. Often you're going to find this is a unit that's kind of pushed in. But it can be built in. It can be built in different ways. Garbage disposals is a maybe. Recently, we had one of our clients have a garbage disposal go out, and the home warranty at the level they purchased did not cover the garbage disposal, but did cover the gaskets and leaks on both sides of it. And in fact, what happened is it wasn't the garbage disposal for that client that went out. The garbage disposal was still working. It just started leaking, and it was the gaskets around it. And that it happened to be covered. Those things were a covered item under her policy. So you've got to know what you're buying at that time. Electricity in the home. It might be a covered thing. Again, you've got to look at the details of what's going on. Kitchen appliances, though, they've got to be, from my experiences, the number one thing that people freak out about. Now, number two, the laundry room. Number two is absolutely the laundry room. The laundry rooms can leak. Now, let's face it. In the laundry room, there's lots of water going on. There's water. I mean, that's the thing with laundry. It's a water area. There's lots of opportunity to have leaks in the laundry room. It's the nature of the laundry room. So are you going to find a leak there? Well, that's very possible. And that very well may be covered by a home warranty. That's possible. Let me get another sip of coffee this morning. I hope you're having a great morning with us. Okay. All right. How important are your expectations of the appliances to work? You may have, you're a home buyer may have a huge expectation of appliances to work. Now, most of us do. When I buy a home, I expect the basic appliances that are coming along with the home to actually work for at least a season of time. I'll tell you, the home I'm currently in, which I've been here about 15 years, when we first bought the home, the refrigerator went out. I don't know if it was a full month, but it was just gone. So we had to go out and get another refrigerator. Now, we bought the place knowing that the fridge was just really old and it could go out at any time. There was no value put on it. By the way, if you're smart as the listing agent, you're never going to put a value on any of the appliances unless you're the agent selling a brand new home and the appliances come with their stated warranties that are in them, come from the manufacturer. Unless you're in that situation, that's a different situation altogether. Unless you're selling a home and it has used appliances in it, there should be no value stated for these appliances in the contract. That brings on liability. That brings on risk to you as the listing agent by stating that stuff in there. And you don't want that. That's not where you need to be. All right. What about limited expected cost? Do you want to limit your expected cost? Now, let's get back to the warranty thing. How important is it to limit your expected out-of-pocket cost? Now, when I bought the place 15 years ago, I had to buy a refrigerator. I could afford to do it. I didn't want to do it. Who wants to do that? But I could afford to do it, so I was able to go out and do it. Didn't get a home warranty at the time. But I wasn't a first-time home buyer either. Many times, first-time home buyers, they are strapped. They are at the end of their budget. They've never purchased a home before. They are pulling all resources together to get into the home. Everything's being pulled together. They don't have any more money. They need things to work for a year. They need to be able to rely on something to happen so they can get their feet back under them and feel good about being a homeowner. I will tell you, at Mount Hood Realty, the brokerage my wife and I own, we often will purchase for a first time. Not every time, but depends on the people and what's going on. But we will often purchase for them a basic plan, so they have some coverage, so that their out-of-pocket going forward is limited, because those costs coming out of your pocket can be substantial. They really can run high to a person that has limited resources after pulling. They went into their 401k program. They borrowed from their parents. They saved up all their money, and it's drained all their accounts to get into the home, and now they have no fridge. This is where the home warranty can really come into impact and effect. If it covers the fridge, if it covers the appliance that just went out and the people just moved in and they're strapped for cash, they don't want to be, even if they're not strapped for cash, who wants to be out extra money? Nobody wants to be out extra money. Well, these programs can come in at limited cost. Most of these programs are $450 to $700, somewhere in that neighborhood for a basic home warranty for the year. Well, you can't go out and buy any major appliance for that. Then to bring in someone, often there is a fee. So it doesn't come out for free. And this is a discussion you need to have with your buyer. So whether you're buying it or they're buying it or the seller's including it in the package, wherever it's coming from, it's not free. Because the first phone call you're going to get when the appliance goes out is, I called the warranty company and they want $70 to come out. I thought I had a warranty. Well, you do, and that's how it works. But there is a basic fee for them to come out. Often everything else is covered, but the basic fee you have to include. And I'll tell you, what you have to show is, going back to the cost benefit analysis, having them come out for $70 to $100 ends up being a bargain. I am very pro home warranties. I'll just say that now in this presentation. I'm very for them. I have found them to have huge benefit for most people in their life, particularly for first-time home buyers. But I sell a lot of these. I'm not the agent. I'm not the insurance agent, but I promote the sale of them to a lot of them. I'll tell you who the class of persons is. And I'd like to hear from you in the comments on this. That buys them almost every time. And that is a home investor that plans to do a rental, and they're renting out the home. They will buy them almost 100% of the time because they are doing the cost benefit analysis. They understand that paying $70 to $100 to have someone come out and look at broken pipes makes their pocket a limited pocket to pick. Their pocket isn't getting picked deep. It's not getting picked for thousands of dollars. Now, this is a cost benefit analysis. They may go along that year and have nothing go wrong. And that's where you have the cost benefit analysis. You are spreading out the potential risk that's out there. And this is what I encourage you to think about with your buyers as a benefit that you can bring to the table and show them or introduce them to several plans that are out there. By the way, these plans all have to be registered with the state. They aren't coming out of nowhere. Basic plans have to cover certain things based upon your state rulings. They are state regulated plans. Let me get another sip of coffee this morning. One way to talk about with your buyer about this process is start talking about the cost of repair. How much does it cost to repair something? So if you have a dishwasher and you have someone come out, remember now, if you have insurance, often there's a $70 to $100 fee for them to come out, and at that point, everything else is covered. Cost of repair for a typical dishwasher, even if it's just a plug in the line, you're talking the initial coming out will run $125, $135, somewhere in that vicinity, just to come to the home. Then that's not the end of it. Then you have their time working and any parts and anything else going on. You can easily, for a simple plug in the line, be out $250, $300. This is the conversation that you need to have with your buyers about home warranties to show them the cost and the benefit side. And I know they're saying, look, we're out all this money. I can't believe you want us to go out and do something else. let's protect your out of pocket. Let's help protect their out of pocket over the next year. And that is how you bring it up and talk with them. And this is how you will look like a superstar and be a referred agent and a preferred agent to all their friends during that year when something goes wrong in the house. And they're able to go back and lean on. You've had this conversation. They were skeptical. Something goes wrong during the first year. Inevitably, it almost always does. Something goes wrong, and they're able to call in that home warranty, lean on the home warranty, and they were out limited dollars. And you, as the agent, look like a superstar. And that's what I want for you. I want you to look great, because part of your business is what's called the referral business, getting referred on that next stage. So you've got to check what is covered. You don't need to quote anything. You need to introduce the process. Remember, it's about being the source of the source. What is covered? That's what you want to bring up. Show them the pack. Now, we tend to go for a level up from the basic because it covers things a little better, but you just need to have an insurance agent that's willing to work with you and explain it to your clients and show how you have introduced a wonderful asset to their life. Hey, I am all about building your business bigger than it ever could have been thought of in the year 22. We have a shortage of inventory like crazy. I don't want a single deal to slip through your fingers, because I want your big business to be bigger than it ever could have been imagined. This is Real Estate Daily. I'm your real estate guru. Follow us on social media. Hit that like button. I love it when you hit the like button. Go over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and you'll become a Guru member. We'll send you out some stuff. And follow us on the YouTube as well. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow.